You might wonder how some people just seem to know how to stand, speak, shine. Not because they were born different, but because they installed a new way of being. Now just imagine for a moment what it looks like to know something before you know it. As if it's waking up in your bones. The way a lion doesn't have to remember it's a lion. It just is. People who own a room don't question the right to exist. They radiate. And here's the secret. Confidence isn't something you get. It's something you allow to rise. Let's begin by forgetting. Forgetting what you thought confidence was. Forgetting what you thought you weren't. Forgetting the old programming, because right now you're installing something else entirely. A man once stood slouched in a mirror. He said, "I can't be confident until I feel it." But the mirror showed no change. So he stood taller. He lifted his chest. He smiled, and suddenly he felt it. Because physiology creates psychology. Posture programs power. The body leads, the mind follows. Stand as if you already are, because you are. You don't fake it till you make it. You be it until you see it. You move like you're meant to be here, because you are. A river never argues with a rock. It flows around it, carving beauty over time, like setbacks in your path. They're not barriers, they're sculptors of your strength, and you realize every failure feeds the feedback that fuels the future you. Because failure doesn't exist, only calibration. And with every step, you're learning to walk taller inside your own identity. You're someone who adapts. You're someone who adjusts. You're someone who evolves automatically, unconsciously, deeply. There was once a leader who said nothing, but their silence spoke volumes. Not because of what they said, but because of what they believed. Others bent to their certainty, because the strongest frame always wins. When you believe, others believe in your belief. When you install certainty as your default setting, people respond not to reality, but to your belief about reality. So what happens when you believe, "I'm capable, I can handle this, I deserve this"? Suddenly the world rearranges itself to match the internal rhythm, because perception creates projection. What you send out comes back magnified. You install the mirror you want to see. A woman once walked into a room, and before she said a word, the room smiled back. Not because of what she wore, because of how she wore herself. Wrapped in purpose, anchored in grace. That's power, that's presence, that's identity, living in alignment with capability. You see, when your identity matches your purpose, you become unstoppable. A confident individual, a resilient leader, a magnetic force. Here's the trick. You don't have to become anything new. You're just remembering what you already are. Confidence, it isn't addition, it's subtraction. Removing the layers of doubt so your core brilliance can shine. When a tree grows towards the sun, it doesn't debate its direction, it just rises. Likewise, your growth is natural, inevitable, as long as your inner language affirms it. Words shape worlds, so speak with precision. I will, I can, I am, and you will, you can, you are. Use decisive words like keys, definitely, certainly, without question, and notice how the doors open automatically to who you've always been becoming. And inside this system you're building now, anchors are confidence instantly. Visualization paints your future vividly. Emotional regulation becomes second nature. Resilience becomes muscle memory. Self-talk becomes self-trust. Leadership becomes lifestyle. Initiative becomes instinct. Because you're not learning this, you're installing it, living it, wiring it deep. Like a musician doesn't think before they play. They simply express. And confidence is your song, your signature, your vibration. A fire doesn't ask for permission to burn, and neither do you. You breathe in certainty, you exhale doubt. And the more you move, the more your belief system reboots itself. From the root, from the truth. That your potential is limitless, your presence is a gift, and your confidence is not something you chase. It's something you release right now. Let it rise, let it lead, let it live through you. You've already begun. Every word here is a program, a process, a pulse. And as it echoes, your unconscious updates quietly, completely, compellingly. And so, without effort, without trying, you embody self-approval as your foundation, emotional mastery as your compass, growth as your game, certainty as your language, power as your presence, confidence as your code. So now, you already know this. You've always known this. It was simply waiting for a moment, this moment, to remember itself through you.